So this is the HP Spectre X360 15-inch. It has the non-Vega processor, so it doesn't have the onboard 4 gig graphics processor. It does have the discrete NVIDIA MX150, the 2 gig graphics processor, and so far it's been pretty great graphics wise. The machine um, does a good job displaying full range of colors, and it has the Corning Gorilla Glass screen. And in convertible mode, it's kind of hefty because it is the 15-inch. So when you flip it over and use it like a tablet, it's a little difficult to wield. But if you're using it flat on a surface with the pen, it's pretty nice. And even in the tent mode, or with the keyboard back and the screen kind of propped up in front of you, is pretty nice. I really don't use it that much in the tablet mode or the tent mode. I do mostly software development on here and some heavier data processing with Excel and things like that. I do a little bit of graphic stuff. I'm not a graphic designer or a videographer or anything like that. I do record some music. I haven't really installed many applications on here like Ableton Live or anything like that, so that's kind of the next thing I'll be doing. But I have noticed some weird issues with the fan, or the fans plural, because this thing has 2 fans. They vent on each side of the machine, there and on this side. I've noticed occasionally the fans will run pretty constantly, even though the temperatures aren't that high. It's not very often, it's pretty intermittent, and then occasionally the temperatures will start to spike when I start doing a little heavier lifting on the machine. And I noticed today, after using my machine for about 5 hours on battery life, it lasts a long time. The battery life is great, by the way. But after using it for about 5 hours, when I went to plug it in, the fan stopped working entirely. So I was sitting here looking at temperatures, and I've got some screenshots I'll bring up of temperatures here, if I can find them quickly. That was kind of one of the things that worried me. I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit and YouTube and other places about temperatures, and people being kind of worried about those. Today, you can see my core temperatures here were pretty high. My GPU was high. Even the hard drive temperature was high, but I think just the machine in general was hot from the CPU. And the fans were not coming on. So you see these temperatures were pretty high, and the fans were not coming on. Started Googling around. You're not going to find anything on Google if you look up fan not coming on for the Spectre, because most of the time the issue is the fan won't shut off. So I thought that was pretty funny. So I took a couple screenshots. I waited a few minutes and took another screenshot, and I still had the same issue. The temps on the GPU were coming down, but the fans would not come on. This screenshot here actually is after I unplugged the unit, shut it all the way down, and brought it all the way back up. As soon as it powers on, normally your fan will come on when you power up a laptop, and it came on, and they've been running, and they've actually shut off now. So I'm not really doing much on here besides showing these screenshots. But that is one thing that concerned me. The other issue I've had so far, not to mention all the bad things about this laptop, because it's a great machine, but the Wi-Fi intermittently at one point was going off and on, off and on. I could see it connect and disconnect, and it wasn't my network because all my other devices were still connected. I double checked that, but the Wi-Fi would just shut on and off until I restarted the machine. So it's kind of weird. I see some odd hardware issues, so I'm hoping not to see any more. Otherwise, I may have to consider going through the whole rigmarole with HP support. I know another person that's bought this laptop and has since returned it for numerous reasons, mostly the fans, but he purchased the AMD Vega version with the 4 gig graphics chip. The MX150 graphics chip in this is really nice. I like it. I don't really do any gaming, I don't think laptops are really great for gaming unless you really like you know, a 300-degree oven sitting in front of you trying to process all the graphics. I've played some things like Kerbal Space Program on high settings, and some other things. So like for mild, moderate, occasional gaming where you're not serious like me and you don't have a lot of time because you got a lot of work to do, this machine's really not for gaming. But you can do some gaming on it. I've watched some movies on it. I watched the newest Star Wars movie recently, which was pretty cool. You know, Captain Kirk and Spock are always great on there, but the resolution was really good. Netflix will run. I had to do some googling around, but Netflix will run 4K. This is a 4K display, so one of my favorite things. I always like backlit keyboards. I don't know what it is about it, but backlit keyboards. Especially at night when you work a lot at night and you don't have the light on and bother your wife or your kids, or you know they're trying to watch TV. But having the backlight's pretty nice. The keyboard takes a little getting used to. It's actually with the num key over here, the number pad. You kind of have to shift your hands a little bit over to get used to it. I think the touchpad is, I don't know. I like the touchpad. It's okay. I know that doesn't sound very convincing. It's big. You know, it reminds me of the Mac touchpads. The keyboards have that nice chiclet feel to it. No, I don't want to turn on sticky keys. But I run a lot of stuff on here. I've got some databases running like MongoDB on here. If you're a developer, I recommend this laptop. It's been fun. I even go through and review my code, you know, with like VS Code or WebStorm or something with the pen, and I'll highlight stuff or I'll make notes. And you know, it's pretty nice to have the touchscreen capability to scroll through things like that. And you know, it's a great touchscreen. It's really it reacts well. It's quick. It's not you know, it picks up on your finger point, you know, pretty precise. So it's a great machine, like I said. And this is the NVIDIA MX150 version. It's got the 1.8 gigahertz. I believe it's the 8550U processor. I got my build. I didn't buy mine through HP. I actually got mine. It was an in-store version that Best Buy carries, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's one of the first 2018 models I'd seen in a store. But the unique thing about my laptop is I ordered it with 16 gigs of RAM and the 512 gig solid state disk. And I decided I wanted to upgrade memory. So if you actually look on my channel, there's sort of a guide, kind of me taking the back off. It's kind of difficult. You have to take these little pads off the back of the machine, these little rests here. But I was able to upgrade with two 16 gig SODIMMs and put 32 gigs in here. Now the Vega model, I have not heard a lot of great things about people upgrading to 32 gig. It seems like the memory you have to use is very specific. I used a Samsung module. I've actually worked in the semiconductor space, so I was lucky to be able to recognize a similar Samsung memory module in the same family as the 16 gigs that came in my machine already from Best Buy. So I was able to put two 16 gigs in here to replace the two 8 gigs that I had. So I've got a 32 gig machine, and it's been great. It's fast. Other than the weird issues it has with the fan, which, you know, this occurrence has only happened twice now. And restarting fixed the issue. I'm hoping maybe a driver update or something later on will fix that issue. But like I said, if you know you're looking for a good laptop and you want to spend the money for the best, I was replacing a 2013 MacBook Pro, one of the 15 inches, and I'm coming back to Windows for a few different reasons, mostly developer related. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good experience so far, other than the quirky Wi-Fi and fan issues. But I plan to keep an eye on it. If I have any more issues, I'll definitely update. But I hope this video has been informative. I am not a professional YouTuber, as my kids say. I'm not a videographer, so apologies for the shaky video. I hope you could still glean something from this while watching my handshake. So thanks for watching and have a good one.